gone so
Hi folks, Chris Anderson with Mount Comfort RV. We're here in Greenfield, Indiana, which is just east of Indianapolis, right on I-70 if you're looking for us. You won't be able to miss us. We have a brand new building going up. It should be open within about a month, and it will house really the best showroom in the Midwest. It's going to be kind of a state-of-the-art building for doing what we do, so we can't wait for that. But in the meantime, we're still doing some videos. I happen to be playing around online, and I noticed there were no 2020 Dutchstar videos. I searched and searched and found lots of 19s and 18s and 17s, of course, and I saw videos on a lot of other Newmar and other motorhome products, but I could not find a 2020 Dutchstar to save my life, and we just so happened to have a Dutchstar roll in yesterday. So here we are. We are in a 2020 Dutchstar 3709. This is a new floor plan for the Dutchstar. Now, it was an existing floor plan for Ventana, and I think Ventana LE both had this in years previous, but this is a new floor plan. Originally, I wasn't a huge fan of this floor plan when it first came out because it had a queen bed in it. Well, they fixed that. It has a king bed now with lots of space around it, so we're in good shape. And we're going to show it to you, but a lot of people like to see these coaches with the slide rooms in, and that's what we're going to show you first of all. So tremendous. I mean, this is one of the best ones we've ever done as far as space goes. Ooh, I can almost squeeze without turning at all. I'm about donut away from pulling that off. You can get right through here into the bathroom with ease. Certainly get into the refrigerator. You kind of have to do like most of these refrigerators. You have to open what side you want, and then if you want in the other side, you kind of have to go past the door and get in this way. The idea is for it to be usable going down the road. Obviously, as soon as you get there, you run the slides out, you get it all opened up. You could still get back to the king bed, lay down, stretch out on the bed. The whole bed is accessible going down the road. It's not one of those goofy ones where the mattress has to fold up or stand up for the slide room to come in. So that's a little bit about our Dutchstar with the slides open. Let's see what it looks like. I'm sorry, with them closed. Let's see what it looks like with the slides open. All right, the slides are opened up. Let's take a look at this 3709 Dutchstar. First of all, the interior package that we have in here is called Wiley, as in Wile E. Coyote, and the exterior is the same. It's also the Wiley. And then when we look at these cabinets, these are the Bermuda glazed maple, and these are the high gloss. When you get up to Dutchstar, you can get your cabinets in your choice of high gloss or matte finish. This is the high gloss. Of course, everything in this coach is solid hardwood. We have this coach pretty much fully lit up right now, so even our accent lights and everything are on, so you can get a real good feel about how this feels once you're either in here at night or you've got your blinds down. We like to close the blinds just because with a lot of natural light and artificial light, it kind of messes with the camera lens. So this will help us in that regard. We have a polished porcelain tile floor, and this is a heated tile floor. So as you come throughout this coach on a chilly morning, you get up, you're not going to put your feet down to a frozen floor. No, you're going to have a very nice, warm, comfortable floor. Believe it or not, if it's 45, 50 degrees or warmer, you can actually use that heat that's in the tile. It's an electric radiant tile heat. You can use that to heat the coach. All my customers tell me this is how we heat our coach, and it's nice because you're probably using the campground's electricity, not your diesel fuel or propane on some coaches, number one, and number two, it's silent. Now, Newmar has the quietest air conditioners and the quietest hydronic heating systems in the industry, but they do still make some noise. The radiant tile floor makes no noise whatsoever, so if it's 45 degrees or warmer, like it should be most of the time you're in an RV, if it's not 45 degrees or warmer, it has this thing called a steering wheel. Sit down behind there, point it south, southwest, head towards the equator. Sooner or later, I promise you, you will get to above 45 degrees. So find someplace nice and sunny. All right, so let's take a look. We'll start up front. This has the new cockpit we've covered in other Newmar products. This is the new Freightliner chassis. Freightliner is the only choice on the 37-foot Dutchstar. We do have the side stalk here that has the shifter and the engine brake and the manual shift. That's all built into here. There's no more push button transmission. You roll this forward to put it in gear. So that's number one. Number two, you have the digital display screen. I'll go ahead and start this coach up so you can kind of see that in action. There we go. There's our brand new digital display. Built in this year is tire pressure monitoring. You can see it says communication failed, but that'll go away in a second. It's just warming up and going through all its checks. There, see, I love it when the equipment cooperates. It's always awkward when it doesn't. So now off to our left, we just have a lot less things over here than we had before. We really only have two switches. We have one for the traction control and one for the window. We have the mirrors, we have our fully automatic leveling system, and we have two cup holders. So just a lot less switches in general. Over here we have headlight control and our brake. We do have a wireless charger for our cell phones built in. Our comfort drive control has been moved into the digital housing. You control that through here. And I'm not wanting to get too in depth on this video because these can get too long, and I was told one time, you know, a little less yakety yak. So all right, I hear you. Sound like my wife. Our shade control for our front shades are right in here. Overhead fans, which are defroster fans, are controlled here as well. This coach even has the 360 camera on it, so you can see what's all the way around us. That's an option. We can lock all our doors and compartment doors here as well. So we also brought this in with the built-in navigation, which is the Rand McNally navigation, which means you can program in your size, your height, and your length, so it doesn't take you down any roads you can't go down. Now, one thing that's a little harder to get here, I want to get down in the step well here. See if Tony can get the camera to cooperate. There we go. There's actually built-in storage, and I love these little cubbies. That one's really deep on the second step, and this one's half as deep here. And these are all Corian. They're protected right now, so we keep them nice. But that's a really nice feature in the doorway here. You can keep your dog treats or your dog leash or your flashlight or your umbrella, or, well, in truth, if you buy it, I don't care what you keep there. But there's great storage there is the moral to that story. I'm going to shut this engine off. There we go. All the shades in here are power, and you have two different type of shades in here. You have the screen, which would be called our day shades, and then you have the blackout shades. We have the blackout shades down now. The screens are nice because you can actually still see out, and they do allow a degree of natural light in. They're kind of translucent, but obviously these are very opaque, and privacy all the way with this, which works better with our camera. All right, both of these chairs turn around. They're flex steel chairs. Both of them have recliners built into them. So they're very, very comfortable chairs, adjustable arms, all that jazz. And on a 37-footer, I think that's important. On a 43, 45-footer, it might not be. You may not turn these around very often. You may have two other chairs elsewhere. But on a smaller coach, I think it absolutely makes sense. By the way, this coach has the what Cummins calls their L9 engine in it. That's the 450 horsepower, 1,250 foot-pounds of torque engine. Same one if this was a 43-foot Dutch. That's a ridiculous amount of power for what this coach weighs for a 37-foot motorhome. So if you're looking to do burnouts in the parking lot, this might be the coach for you. It also does tow 10,000 pounds behind it, which is obviously very beneficial if you're somebody that doesn't want to have just a itty-bitty toad. This will flat crush the mountains. When it comes to getting up and down the mountains, this coach is going to do that probably about as well as anything in the fleet. The only thing I could think of that would compete with it would be the new 35-foot New Air, which has the same engine in it. So those are going to be our two our powerhouses when it comes to power to weight ratio, which is really what's important. Now, fireplace is optioned in here. This fireplace can be either just for looks, for ambiance, which is all we would use it for today because it's 90 plus degrees outside, or again, it can be an electric heating source for you. It's 1500 BTUs, which on a coach that's as well insulated as a Newmar coach is going to be plenty to take the chill off. If it's above 50 degrees outside, that's going to be a great heating source for you. There's two little storage cabinets on either side. Let me get those open and we'll get some shots in there. Then, of course, we do have the televator in front of this window also. This is good counter space here. You know, this could be, somebody could use this as kind of a makeshift desk if they wanted to, although on this coach it's not really necessary because we do have the buffet, the computer buffet optioned in. But you could certainly use this area for that. But it's also extra countertop space in the kitchen. I'm thinking if I'm here cooking dinner and I need, you know, to slide a couple things over here, you have great countertop space to do so. Up above, pretty standard configuration here. We have our entertainment center in the middle, our entertainment compartment in the middle, and this is behind the glass door. And that glass door allows the infrared remote controls to still function even though the door is closed. This is where if you wanted to put any extra AV equipment in, this is where it would go. The big thing I can think of would obviously be a satellite receiver. You already have a Blu-ray player in here. You already have a Bluetooth Bose speaker up here. So I don't really know how much more you need, but that's for you to judge. These are the remote controls for the window blinds, one for the bedroom area, one for the living room area. So you can either kind of do them individually or all at once. Nice little feature. As we move back, we'll transition into the kitchen area here. Up above, we have a little, what I would call a spice rack area. And one of the things I don't know, I think Tony's tall enough to get that, these are lined carpets. There's carpet in here. And the nice part about that is that's going to, number one, make things slide around less. Number two, it makes the coach quieter. Newmars are quieter because all the things that you've heard me say, if you watch my videos, you've heard me say 1,000 times: thicker floors, thicker walls, thicker roof, 2 styles of insulation, an insulated basement floor, flat out better insulated coach than anybody else in the industry. And you can measure these things. These things, I can prove this with a tape measure, but also it's little things like these metal struts. They don't just, you don't have to sit here and hold the door open and then not have any, these struts actually, look at that, it pulls the door down, okay? That is less rattle when you're going down the road. Moving on to a 30-inch Whirlpool convection microwave oven. This is residential. Okay, we have a 2-burner true induction cooktop. This is removable. By removable, I mean you lift it up, you can take it outside. If you wanted to do some food prep outside by your grill, you can certainly do that. It just plugs into a regular 110 volt outlet. Underneath here, we have a double bowl stainless sink. Again, undermount, pull down sink sprayer. Beautiful backsplash. Okay, take a look in here. Pull out. Adjustable shelf back here. Notice that's soft close too. When you get close, it pulls itself the rest of the way in. This is adjustable, so if you wanted to make it taller, you certainly could. Okay. So open up. Now, nobody else in the industry would give you a drawer like that. You know, it's just a little leftover space above the heat exchanger there. And Newmar said, you know what, we can put a drawer there. You'll find something to put in there, I promise you. And then again, like all the drawers in here, they're soft close. You get them close, they'll pull themselves in. How about a spot for your trash can? Okay. Another spot for another trash can or a recycle if you want to. Little divider back in here where you could put your sink and stove covers back in there. They thought of all of that. Okay, 2 more drawers here. 1, 2, 3 nice drawers here. All right, so we're seeing the kitchen. I love the soft close. You just get them close, they pull themselves in. Okay, on the other side over here, this is actually a flex steel hide-a-bed. Okay, right under there. This probably has the built-in air mattress, I think. Yep, there's the pump. So this has the built-in air mattress in the hide-a-bed itself. That, in my opinion, is our most comfortable sleeping area. You know, you could do this with the 2 recliner chairs here, but word to the wise, if we can figure that this way, we've got a 2-sleeper. 2 sleepers, hey, if it's just the 2 of them, maybe you prefer it that way. I've had a lot of customers tell me that 2 sleepers is just perfect for them. This way, with the ottomans, it kind of does the same thing. You can sit back, perfect viewing angle to the television. You can get very comfortable with a sofa with an ottoman. Remember, you still have these 2 chairs with the recliners built in. That's why on a 37-footer, I didn't want to do the 2 recliners. Like I said, it's doable, but not necessarily ideal. These are storage ottomans. And then this flips over. Got a little serving tray type deal there. You put your sandwich there while you're sitting back and relaxing. Let's look at some of our storage here up above. Again, it's all lined. Each of these 2 banks of cabinets, they don't have dividers in between them either. So if you did have longer items, you can kind of wiggle them back in there. Now, the computer buffet has long been a favorite in the Newmar world. I'm going to pull these chairs out so I can better show you. This table, this is the in position. It comes out as well, and there's 2 folding chairs under the bed. So you can dine 4 here. But there's also goodies here. Okay, we pull out, we have a keyboard tray. Down below, this is an adjustable shelf, and there's room for a printer in there. There's also a plug in there for a printer, and then you have the little plastic guy that pops out and you can run cables down through. Little bit of storage in the middle as well. Again, adjustable shelf. And then I'm going to reach over here. Bottom one is a file cabinet. So people that work on the road like this setup quite a bit. You have good storage and you have good usability for an office setup. These chairs are heavy. All right, well, I guess that brings us back. We're to the half bath. Now, this is on the articulating door that Newmar uses in a lot of their floor plans. They use this a lot of times when they use the full wall slide across from a half bath. And the reason for this is this door does not stick out into the aisleway as much when the slides are closed. Doesn't really matter when the slides are open, but when the slides are closed, this door would definitely, want to hit the refrigerator. So not a good setup. So Newmar came up with this design, and I've heard a few people say they didn't like it, but I don't really get that, to be honest with you. I guess it makes it a little tighter in the doorway here while it's open, but once you're in there and the door is closed, it's really the same amount of space as if it's a traditionally hinged door. So I have all the storage open in there. I'm going to let Tony get some shots of all the storage. There's definitely not room for 2 of us in the half baths. Okay, now this cabinet here is just circuit breakers and fuses, so I'm not hiding anything behind that closed door. And then Tony, go ahead and step inside. Let's show them the space from, well, we'll call this the business seat. One of the things, and it's not the most pleasant thing we always talk about, but one of the things to consider here is enough room in this bathroom for ladies and gents. There's plenty of room around his feet. There's plenty of room around him to do whatever maneuvering you might have to do in here. Man, I'm being delicate. We ought to do a slightly PG-13 channel as well, but we won't do that. So as we come back here, residential refrigerator, pull out freezer with ice maker built in. And this has a lock built in here and water on the door as well. So now we're pretty much through from here forward. Let's enter into the bedroom. One of the focuses Newmar had for this year was more space right in here on both sides of the bed. Not only is this a king bed, but they gave you this extra space. We had the complaint, I've had this from every manufacturer, that you just can't, they wedge these mattresses in here. The slide rooms are the exact width of the mattress, so you can't make the bed. So some of you are laughing because I know you've heard this before. So Newmar addressed this. There's plenty of room. I can fit my fist down there. So perfect idea. Nice little adjustment they made. As we lift up the bed, you can see the 2 folding chairs. Good storage underneath. This is up on struts. Okay, pretty standard. Newmar always puts outlets on both sides of the bed. That is standard. Now, something that we have here, and I'm going to walk behind you, Tony. When we get these cabinets open, because this is a new feature for our 2020s. Okay. Notice there's an outlet in the middle of this wall up here. There it is, dead center above the bed. And then in the floor of this cabinet, there's 2 of those little pucks that pull out or open up so that you can run wires or cables or hoses through. Some of you already know where I'm going with this. This is for CPAP machine. A lot of people are on CPAPs these days. If you're on a CPAP, this is the coach for you. You can put leave your CPAP up there, bring the hoses down through. It's a perfect setup. Okay, at the foot of the bed, we have a wonderfully large TV in here. And then we have 2 wardrobe closets just like this. Good hanging space. Okay, pardon me, got to step in front of the camera. I hate doing that, but in a motorhome, there's only so many ways Tony and I can dance. And then down below, we have drawers. Okay. This one folds down. This is the different one. And that's your Blu-ray player, and again, a good spot for a satellite receiver if you need one. And so we have the 6 drawers. Again, these are all the soft close. All right, so we've covered the bedroom. Now into the to the full bath. So everybody likes the bath and a half floor plan. I shouldn't say everybody, but it's a large percentage of our sales, especially our Newmar sales, are the bath and a half floor plans. And they make a number of different varieties in this, but most of them are 40 and 43 feet long. Historically, when they've tried to do it shorter than that, there have been sacrifices like going to a queen bed and stuff like that. They really did a good job with this floor plan, which is why we ordered this one, because it's a 37 footer, it's not cramped. And come in and see me if you don't believe. So as you come in here, again, good room around the toilet area. Behind the toilet, we have our emergency egress door. Tony will put in a link on our web page right below this for the egress door, so we'll be able to demonstrating that in its own video. This year, Splendid washers and dryers, that actually came in the middle of 2019. Splendid washer and dryer, stackable. Nice little hook up here for a robe. All right, it's the little things. Okay, take a look at this shower. It's actually very decent size shower. And this year we went to solid surface, not the Central. Central was fine, but this is Corian, so that's new for this year. There's room in here. Again, I'm a 5'9". I weigh at least 150 pounds, and there's plenty of room for me in there. Okay, back behind me. I'm gonna open that up and get the heck out of the way. We have more hanging space and a little safe. Now those safes they're not very deep. I like to warn people, the depth of that countertop on top of the safe is the total depth of the safe. So enough room for some jewelry, a little cashola, if you prefer to carry a little piece, okay, that's probably where that would go too. Storage above and below. And there's an outlet. I love the fact that there's an outlet actually in that cabinet. So little things like rechargeable beard trimmers. Space for that. Okay, well, I think we've about covered the inside of this motorhome. Let's go take a look at the outside.
It's been so long, darling, and I'll never forget that day. Although you never...
Tony has challenged me. He said we only had 12 minutes left on the memory card. I said challenge accepted. So let's do this. Flagpole holder, we've talked about this. It's a little stainless guy, slides right in there. It holds your favorite flag out here. Of course, this coach has cameras all over it. Not only does it have the standard backup camera, side cameras, it also has the 360 cameras, which are mounted throughout. I'll try to point them out as we go by it. Aluminum wheels with the stainless package on here. This coach will shine large. All this stuff that's covered down here at the bottom, that's actually stainless. It protects the paint, but it also looks like $1 million. It's on your steps also. Dual fuel fill, you can fill this from either side of the coach, which is great when you're heading into gas stations. And of course, Newmar has their standard flush mount slides. New for this year, this freezer got bigger, went up by about 1 cubic foot. So this is a freezer or refrigerator, either one. It runs off of 12 volt or 110 volts. So you can keep your meat out here or your favorite icy cold beverage. Big slide on this too. It will come out way beyond, even when the slide room is out, it will come out way beyond that. Okay, there we go. Now, our TV got bigger, went from a 32 to a 43. It is still on the swivel arm as always. We still have our Bose Bluetooth soundbar out here also. Also for 2020 on all of the Newmar diesels, the chassis got 2 inches taller in this area. What it was when they went to the Star platform, they actually lost 2 inches. The ground clearance got 2 inches better, but they didn't need the ground clearance. So they actually had been working on this plan for a while to get that 2 inches back. So this storage height here went up by 2 inches across the board. We have a pull-out tray in this bay. We step back one bay. Behind this are our holding tanks, but in front of it we have a nice pegboard for hanging things on. Also, nice little tray in here to keep your WD-40, your duct tape, your zip ties, everything you need to fix something. Step into this next bay. That's a really deep bay, goes well past the center of the coach, and you have some good height in there. This coach does have a central vac. Now we step back, another storage compartment here, and that's full height also. Again, these are all very thick floor that's insulated in the bottom of them, and very well insulated, or very well carpeted in there, so your goods are not sliding around. This is our disconnect for our chassis batteries, which are right here. If we're putting our coach in storage and it's not plugged in, probably a good idea to go ahead and click that off. Now I'm going to have Tony back up, back. Sound like I'm calling a baseball game. We're going to take a look. These are the Girard Nova awnings. The Girard awnings are always molded up into the top cap of the coach. The Nova awnings are those ones that bend in the middle. Now the nice part about a coach like this is the whole side of your coach is awning. Everything under here, normally you have 12, 14, maybe even a 16-foot awning. This thing's got like 30 feet of awning underneath it. So outstanding. This is where you spend your time. Okay, 10,000 pound towing as we talked about. 450 engine, 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. That is huge for a motorhome of this size. Also notice what we're not looking at back here on a 37-footer. We're not staring at a radiator. You're not going to find me too many other 37-footers that don't have a rear radiator. We have side radiator, which gives us better engine access. All right. That is our DEF, diesel exhaust fluid. This is our sewer hose storage. If you have questions on either of those, don't hesitate. I only got 12 minutes, people, can't get into the details. We have a shore power cord here. Obviously this is 50 amp. One of the nice things they did, sometimes it's the little things. Historically this switch has always been right back in here and you can't see it. You had to feel for it. It was a pain in the butt. I like to never found it this year. They put it out here. So best place ever. You're able to hold on. I always hold on when I'm using a power cord reel. I always hold it with a rag, so I'm going to wiping my hose off as it goes back in there, and I can just stand here. I'm not bent over. Makes it very easy. We also have a power hose reel, also, so that's just as easy. There's a spot in here for paper towels up top. We have hot and cold water to wash up with. Easy winterization hose here. Every drop of water that comes through here goes through your whole house water filtration system. There's a black tank rinse in this compartment also. I can even turn my water pump off and on from out here. I move forward one. This is the Oasis system. The Oasis system is a hydronic heating system. You may have heard the name AquaHot. This is a competitor to it. Newmar's used them forever. This runs off of either diesel or electricity. It heats your water. It heats your coach. We come forward, we have 8 AGM batteries on a pull-out tray. AGMs last longer, they discharge slower, they require less maintenance. Dual fuel fill as we mentioned. Chassis electronics are in here. Those are just Freightliner fuses and components. And then we get to the very front. There's things to see up here. New for 2020. This door is up on struts, which is nice. A pull-out awning on a Dutchstar that's not a 43-footer. Historically, the 43-footers have been pull-out. This is a 37-footer with a pull-out, did I say awning? Generator, pull-out generator. And this is an 8 kW generator. We have the hot water line to generator feature as well because bugs are easier to clean off with hot water than they are cold. Air horns are up here. Access to our compressor is up here. And this is just a much cleaner deal without the prop rod. So there it is. I'm under 12 minutes. The other truth of the story is it really is 90 plus degrees out here. We're dying a little bit. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to ask for me if this is how you want to be sold a coach, if this is how you want to learn about a coach, come see the people that do it this way. We'd love to have you. My name's Chris Anderson. I'm with Mount Comfort RV, and thank you for watching.
It's been so long, darling, but now I'm coming home. It's been so long, darling, since I gazed into your eyes. It's been so long, darling, do you